The fact that there's so many court cases against him indicates to me that he's doing so much that the American public is fearful that he's becoming a dictator.
Okay. Are you fearful he's becoming a dictator?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So let me go back to my question I asked you at the beginning of the session. Why do you approve of the job he's done so far?
Well, it's first of all, it was the lesser of two evils in my mind. I don't think Harris was at all qualified, and I'm happy to see him do some things, but I think that there's some overreach here.
Most Michigan swing voters think President Trump is exercising more power than his immediate predecessors, and many are concerned about his executive actions on immigration and crime. Despite these reservations, though, 12 of 13 approve of his performance overall since he returned to office. Let's start off by diving into how they feel about his use of power. 8 of 13 respondents say Trump is exercising more power than either George W. Bush, Barack Obama, or Joe Biden when they were in office. Here's the evidence they cite.
The many times that he has disregarded, it seems, that the separation of the branches, and especially with the judicial system saying, it seems to me these random rules, like they don't count and things like that. I feel like with George Bush especially, it kind of fell within the executive branch does this, the legislative branch does this. I don't think there was so much crossover.
The tariff amounts on Canada, on China, these are new highs for tariff taxing, and also with immigration, where you can just stop anybody anytime without a reason. That's new to me.
It seems like he has a laundry list of executive orders and passing so many laws. Then you got the tariffs that he implemented.
I feel like it's more well known, it's more talked about, but now there's a lot more social media, there's a lot more like online influence that we're exposed to that we weren't in the past. So I don't know, it could be the same, but I just feel like I hear about it so much more than I ever did.
Okay. So just so I understand this. So you're hearing people talk about Trump exercising a lot of power.
Yeah.
8 of the 13 say the president's actions on immigration have gone too far, while the other 5 say he's gotten it just right. Those who think he's gone too far explain it this way.
I've read articles about ICE folks going into schools and taking children out of schools, and I've seen Facebook posts locally of local missing persons, and there's hundreds of comments saying call ICE, because people are actually finding their missing loved ones there. It seems like a bad movie.
I read it today that now ICE can stop anybody they want to. It doesn't matter if they want to stop them because they feel they're breaking the law, they can stop them. No questions.
Racial profiling. A former employee of mine was leaving a Hispanic gas station and followed by ICE.
Just individuals in fear of what's happening just because of the deportations and a lot of the items that are happening.
6 of the 13, a plurality, disapprove of the president sending National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. to fight crime. 3 approve, while 4 don't know enough to have an opinion. Those who disapprove say this.
I'm not sure if it's actually for security or like political theater.
I think he's overstepping. I think there could be more money to the states, maybe to help them out rather than go national.
I think most of the big cities have a lot of crime. It's not just focused on DC or Chicago. I think he's targeting the democratically controlled cities, and he wants to take the control from them. And I think that's what he's targeting, which is very scary because of it's like invading a country, kind of pretty much. He's trying to bring his troops to the city so that he can control the city.
Because I don't know what kind of precedence that sets or what message that sends moving forward.
Because it's not the troops' responsibility. It costs more money to send them. And I think unless the governor of that city or the mayor asks for help, the executive branch should stay out of it and just let the local people handle their own city.
Only one respondent would hypothetically support sending National Guard troops into Detroit, and only 2 would support sending them to Chicago. Here's why most oppose sending troops into these cities.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to, we already kind of militarized the police force enough. We don't need to send the actual military. I know that they have been sent to places in the past, as kind of like security detail or things like that for large events, but, just sending them there to clean up the streets is not it.
I think that's a way him of like gentrifying the area too. They're gonna clean it out. That's gonna bring all this heavy police force there, clear all those black, move them somewhere different, more inland, and then more people. Then he a businessman. He gonna buy up their property. His friends gonna buy, people like him gonna buy those properties after those people move out. He just clearing out those big cities.
We've had emergency managers in Detroit before, and I don't think that helped. I think that taking things on the most local level that we can would be more beneficial.
I don't think it's the permanent solution.
As I mentioned earlier, nearly all the respondents approve of the president's performance in office since January. Here's why.
I approve because he's not afraid to make any bold changes and pretty much shake up the government structure.
I think it's the most positive changes we've actually seen happen in a while.
We see some action, whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing, at least he's doing something.
I think the country is going in a better direction than it was the 4 years previously.
So he's delivering what he has promised before the elections.
I love the fight for America first. He's, generally about protecting jobs and speaks bluntly about it.
Well, I disagree with a lot of the methods and I get frustrated by things I hear. I think overall the economy is on the right path.
Well, I think everybody was a little nervous about the tariff things, but it seems to be panned out okay. I mean, there's a lot of money coming back into investing into America. Obviously, the border is much more secure. I think the media hypes up the ICE raid type of thing, but overall, I think it's actually brought things kind of back to a center.
I would say one of the main approval points for me is prioritizing domestic manufacturing and energy production. I also feel just honestly safer as a nation right now with the conflicts when we're speaking about global conflict. I think we have some work to do domestically, but I think we can get there.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Protecting the economy is important, and a lot of the things that are happening with immigration, while they might be extreme in certain cases, they are necessary.
10 respondents can name something that the president has done since January that has made them really, really happy. Meanwhile, 10 can name something he's done since then that has really pissed them off. Let's start off by looking at the things that made them really, really happy.
He had 2 attempts on disclosure of what happened with the UAP in New Jersey, and it was New Jersey sightings, and then he did one with the Epstein too, and the JFK file. Well, 3 actually, JFK files. So he made at least an attempt to disclose those the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act documents. He released as best as he could. I appreciate that.
Even though I feel anxiety when I see him speaking sometimes, I will say he's taken the reins and he's not bowing down to the Chinese. And he's trying to at least make America, number one in that sense, where we don't bow down to other countries. We should hold our own.
Well, the gas prices aren't as crazy as it was when Biden took over.
I think he's stopped the illegal immigration. I'm not sure I approve the way he's doing it, but he's making an attempt to rein in immigration.
I appreciate, respect the mass amount of clemencies that he's given since January.
I like that he's made a commitment to enforcing the laws that we have, whether it's with immigration or other crimes in, the communities.
I think he's trying to get rid of the illegal immigrants, and I feel that though he's not doing the right way, I think he's pushing towards in the right direction. So.
And here's what's really pissed them off.
The executive orders, specifically the ones in reference to gender, the impact of it across the nation and the world is something I do not like.
So rolling out the red carpet, the publicity for Putin, that's the one thing that really frustrated me.
Just full blown on deporting anybody that he thinks should be deported. I mean, I don't know if he's doing that himself, but that's the way he presents it. He's giving the power to his people to do that.
I got two quick things. I got the one with the Central Five. He never acknowledged how he persecuted those black boys in New York that was wrongly convicted of raping that white woman.
Yeah,
he publicly, pressed that. And then the second thing is his reaction with Palestine, Israel, his support Israel with Palestine.
I think the ICE is a little too powerful and too strong.
I think the tariffs, imposing tariffs on friendly countries.
Saying to kind of forget the Epstein files instead of giving a better explanation for that.
I'd say the tariffs as well with the rising of prices.
He said that he would look at each case on the January 6th situation individually, and then he went ahead and just pardoned them all.
8 respondents could identify California Governor Gavin Newsom by an unlabeled photo from Newsom's website. We then showed respondents this social media post and asked whether it is an effective way of taking on President Trump. All but one respondent thought it was not effective.
I think it's almost a style that Trump invented, so it's like trying to beat him at his own game. It just comes off less, than when he's doing it.
And why doesn't it work? Explain to me why it doesn't work for Newsom, but it works for Trump.
It's almost like it's an imitation. It's like, I can't believe it's not butter. You want butter.
Well, I didn't take it really factual. I took it more as a kind of a parody to Trump of how he mocks opponents. And so it was a bit more, I guess, childish. I think Newsom was trying to be a bit bold and kind of combative, but he just kind of played right into how he feels President Trump is.
I'd like to hear about the issues. He doesn't seem to address any of the issues. It's more a name-calling type thing. Kind of like right out of the Trump playbook.
You want to be personable with your politician. Just stay true to yourself. And if you're really good at it, you don't have to mock anybody else. You don't have to imitate someone else. If you do good rate, you don't have to imitate. Just do great work.
I just think it's ineffective just because he knows how President Trump is going to react. So why play that political game? That just hurts the people and distracts from all the issues. So that's why I think it's not effective, is because it's just been done over and over and over again. And I just don't think that it gets a good reaction.
After I told respondents about how Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer has met with Trump 3 times this year to discuss issues, all but one respondent said they preferred her conciliatory approach to Newsom's more confrontational approach. Let's pivot to discuss RFK Jr. Most respondents did not know he testified before Congress last week. Overall, 6 approve of the job he's doing as HHS Secretary, while 4 disapprove, and 3 don't know enough to have an opinion. Then this happened in our first session. So let me give you an unpleasant scenario to think about for a second. There's another very deadly global pandemic. It's not COVID again, it's something else. And pharmaceutical companies create and distribute a vaccine in less than a year. Federal health agencies declare the vaccine is safe for humans. By a show of fingers, who would not take the vaccine? 5 of you.
I'm a healthy young man. I don't have any pre-existing conditions. So yeah, I feel pretty safe on my own. I take my chances.
Personal choices. I've had adverse reactions to vaccines, so I would not.
I'm more like of a natural medicine kind of guy, so I didn't do the first, I wouldn't do the second or the third. None.
I think that with what happened with the previous COVID vaccine and the misinformation and the blatant lies from media, I don't think anybody should trust a vaccine made in less than a year.
I don't live a social life around people.
Okay. So you never interact with other human beings in person?
I mean, yeah, my dog and my girl. That's it.
3 additional respondents in the second session would not take this hypothetical vaccine. For context, 5 of these 13 respondents never took the COVID vaccine. Given what you just heard, only 5 respondents are concerned RFK Jr. might limit access to vaccines, and only 5 had heard that the Trump administration was trying to cut billions of dollars from the NIH and CDC budgets. Thank you for joining us again this month. Please forward this link to a friend, and please sign up for our Swing Voter Project Substack. See you again next month.